All right, so Dolphins lose 24-27 to the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte, North Carolina. And worst of all, they had a lead going into the second half, which was 17-7, right? Before that score, though, the Dolphins were up 17-0. Okay, 17-0. And everything else went wrong for the Dolphins. Just an epic collapse against, to be frank with you, one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. I'm just telling you right now. The way how the roster was built for the Panthers, it's a team that is going through another rebuild. But the Dolphins don't care. The front office don't give a shit. They want the number 1 overall pick. It seems like. So a little disclaimer: I'm using a different camera. I'm using my iPad for this. My phone is preoccupied with some things. But oh my god, dude, let me just say this, right? Both teams coming in the game 1-3. One of them has to be 2-3. You don't want to have it with the situation with Green Bay and Dallas. You don't want to draw. You want to win. But how the fuck? It's like, just how the flippin' fuck did you blow this lead? Are you making an adjustment that just doesn't work? People are complaining about, oh, Mike McDaniel did not make an adjustment. Yeah, he did. He did not throw to Darren Waller. And I criticized Darren Waller for this type of thing. But he was not targeted. The first half alone, he was brilliant. Okay, he had a touchdown pass, right? A touchdown pass. And this fucking bullshit iPad. A different iPad. That just kicked me off for no reason at all. There we go. HN. Yeah, Darren Waller had a touchdown pass in the second quarter. The first half was all most of all Miami Dolphins. Until that last touchdown from Darren Waller, the defense got way too comfortable. And they take a step back. And let me tell you the stat. Since then, the Dolphins defense, where is it? Okay, there it is. Have allowed, this is the big number. You ready? Are you ready? This is Anthony Weaver's defense. 239 rushing yards all game long. They allowed 240, okay? Around about 240 yards rushing in total. You add that with 179 in passing. You've given up 418 yards to a team that is currently going through a rebuild. Which includes Dowdy's... Wait, hold on a second. Which includes Rico Dowdle's 206-yard performing. What? Oh my god, man. Oh my gosh. And we're supposed to be confident about the defensive pass rush, the edge guarding. I was praising it, but boy, oh boy, was I wrong about that. They didn't even do that one right. You allowed 206 rushing yards to Dowdle. Meanwhile, Achane, 16 yards. 19 yards all game long for the Miami Dolphins rushing. What the hell was that rushing game? This is supposed to be the best rushing game in the NFL. It's not. Ollie Gordon couldn't do anything. Achane is getting destroyed. Tua, where we go with him again? Of course, we get some people blaming Tua for not being clutch. What are we going to say is the freaking defense fault? When are we going to say it's the defense fault? They've given up 20 unanswered points after being up 17-0. What are you not getting? What are you not understanding about this situation? Tua can't play under pressure. And oh my god, this O-line. Oh my god, this O-line is so bad. Let me tell you something right now. The Panthers giving up two giving up two turnovers, right? One was a fumble, one was an interception. That should be a turning point for our defense. And like I said, they got too comfortable. Let's go back to the O-line real quick. You think Tua would be the pinstripe and be like, I'm going to keep boiling down on this Carolina defense and boiling down this Carolina team? Nope, he did not. He did not, and it sucks. The play calling was not great in the second half. In fact, it's awful. Why are you doing a bubble screen all the freaking time? Especially when this Carolina team made an adjustment, a proper adjustment to win the football game, and completely woke up. They woke up and played football. This team went to sleep, this Miami Dolphins team. Where the fuck is this stats, man? I'm really getting pissed off that I can't find it. There it is. Yeah, there it is. 3 sacks in total for this Carolina Panthers team. 3 sacks. Dolphins got the same amount of sacks. Sure. Why is that so bad? Those were single player sacks. With our Dolphins team, you need an assistance. You need to have an assistance to bring Bryce Young down. Panthers, no, they didn't. Sean Robinson got a sack all by himself. Derek Brown got a sack all by himself. Patrick Jones II also got a freaking sack all by himself. How is that fault on the O-line? Maybe it's Tua's fault. Because one of the sacks that was given up by the Dolphins, literally Aaron freaking Brewer, our O-line, the big guy, 65, I think this number, or 55, I forgot what number it was. Aaron Brewer was just standing right next to Tua, just standing there, not doing a fucking thing. He was just standing there. He was standing there by Tua and got in the way of Tua from making a play, and down he goes. What the hell was that? You're on the football team for a reason. Move! Move! If you think I'm joking, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. You think I'm making... Okay, it's number 55. It's number 55. Look at this play. Okay, here's Tua trying to make a play. O-line collapse. Look at Aaron Brewer. This is Brewer right there. He just stood there. He just stood there and got in the way. Let's watch it again. Oh my gosh, like, what are you doing? What are you freaking doing? Get out of the way! Disgusting protection. It's awful. That is awful protection. And yet, it's Tua's fault. All the time you blame this on this motherfucker. I don't understand. I just don't understand. What went wrong? We had a solid defense in the first half, and then we've given up 20 points unanswered. Oh, by the way, responded very quickly after giving it a touchdown. Darren Waller was nowhere to be found in the second half. In fact, Tua didn't even throw it to him. Nobody was throwing at Darren Waller. This is where you need a freaking tight end to make a play. I don't understand. I really don't understand, man. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. The first drive for the Dolphins was a field goal drive. We got some good plays. We got Darren Waller, 34-yard passing game, and Tua gets sacked for 10 yards. Bad protection. They had to settle for a field goal, which, but okay, Patterson has been a really good kicker for the Dolphins. I ain't gonna lie to you. The next drive, the Dolphins force a fumble. This is after McMillan gets a 29-yard pass from Bryce Young. Okay, then there was a sack from Bradley Chubb. I mean, I'm like, Bryce Young just drops the football all by himself, and Bradley Chubb got it. Then 14-yard drive play for the Dolphins. No, all this resulted in Achane touchdown. Achane gets a touchdown. It's 10-0. 2 plays into the next drive for the Carolina Panthers. It's picked off. It was intended for Leggett. Minka Fitzpatrick picks off Bryce Young. Okay, so that's totally cool. That's totally cool. Then the drive, 21-yard pass to Darren Waller, and then he gets a touchdown. 17-0. Everything's looking great. Everything's looking positive for the Miami Dolphins. And since then, everything went downhill. Everything went downhill for the Miami Dolphins. 12 plays for the next drive for the Panthers. It's resulted in a touchdown. You gave an 11-yard rush from Dowdle. Dowdle gets 14 yards on the next one, and then 21 yards to McMillan, passing it to McMillan. Just the defense secondary. I mean, this is what am I? I hate to go back and revisit this. What am I telling you? 21-yard pass, 12-yard pass to McMillan again. Ultimately resulted in a touchdown to Leggett. It's now 17-7 at this point. Dolphins 3 and out. Panthers 24-yard rush. Dowdle. In this Dolphins team, penalty after penalty after penalty and after penalty, and a couple of those were even horrible calls, by the way. Horrible calls. But my point there is that they're just so undisciplined. It's amazing to me. Dowdle with another freaking big play. All this ends up being a field goal. And then again, a field goal for this next drive. A 53-yard rush for Dowdle to start the second half, by the way. 53-yard rush. They were fortunate to even give up a field goal. Jalen Phillips gets a sack against Bryce Young. Whoop-de-doo. The rest of the third quarter is punt, 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 and punt. And then more punts. And then the defense is so bad, man. That goes to the fourth quarter in 7 plays into that next drive for the Panthers. 43-yard rush for Dowdle. 43 yards. And these penalties for the Dolphins is hurting them. Chop Robinson is hurting himself and hurting the team. Jones with a defensive hold. They're committing freaking penalties. And then of course, Dowdle gets a touchdown rush. He got it. It was close, but the play stands. The Dolphins came back. They responded with a 46-yard pass to Jalen Waddle. Great job. Great job. We recaptured the lead. What could go wrong? Except our defense is terrible. Injured to the core defense. With no proper replacements by our GM, of course. And I said this again and again and again. If Daniel Jones kicks the shit out of our secondary, could you imagine what an elite quarterback like Josh Allen and other quarterbacks could do to this Dolphins secondary? Bryce Young could even do that. This terrible Panthers team could do that to the Dolphins secondary. What are you not understanding? And it ain't even just that, man. The rushing game, 239 yards given up by the Dolphins defense. Oh, Leggett gets another 24-yarder. Yeah, right to our secondary. They're just so slow to pick up the pace. And it's 17 yards. And ETN with the rush. And Evans with the 27-24. 3 and out, Miami Dolphins. A sack for 7 yards. And then you let the clock run. And this is on McDaniel. You let the clock run for about 30 seconds when you should have been calling a timeout right there. I don't know if that'll make a difference. I just don't understand the reason for it. I just don't. This is where the Dolphins defense needs to be very smart. Were they? No. They gave up a penalty. A pass interference, Jones. And we lost the game. That is on the Miami Dolphins defense. That is all on the defense right there in the second half. The offense was very, very quiet. All it took is one drive, finally, to get a score for Jalen Waddle. But they were very quiet. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. And I'm so furious that this happened. This is supposed to be a win for the Dolphins. But of course, Carolina comes back for this. They come back to win this game. And the commentary, this is such a homer commentary. Absolute homer commentary. You don't believe me? Who is commentating this game? If it's Eric Collins, you are correct. And guess what team? What team does Eric Collins is a play-by-play commentator on? The Charlotte Hornets. So you think secretly inside Eric Collins, he is fucking ecstatic that the Panthers won. Because this is Charlotte. He loves Charlotte, North Carolina. He loves the city. He loves the sports situation there. He loves it there. Deep down, he's happy. He's not going to admit it, but deep down, he was happy. I like him. I like this commentary, though. I'm not gonna lie. But boy, his homer calling for the Panthers is very, very sketchy, and he tries to hide it by hyping up the Dolphins with big plays too. But we all know. My God, man, this team sucks. This team absolutely sucks. I don't know what else to tell you. And we got the Chargers next week. The Chargers. We're going to go back to the debate between Tua and Justin Herbert all over again. Well, the Chargers are now 3-1 coming into this season. They are coming back. They're coming to Miami. They're going to Miami. This motherfucking team better play angry. They better play angry. Sure, last week's win was good. It was very good. But it's the fucking Jets. It's the Jets. We're not playing the New York Jets every week. We're playing against different teams that we should have beaten. New England should have beaten. Colts definitely. And Carolina definitely. How are we going to beat the fucking LA Chargers? How are we going to beat them? What's the score? Now I'm curious. What's the score for that game right now between Chargers and Commanders? Oh, okay. I should have known. 10-7. 10-7 Chargers. I don't know. Just because they won last week doesn't mean I changed my mind about everything else. Miami Hurricanes are a true football city. If they're a true football team in Miami. I'm done talking about this. Have a good rest of the day. And, yeah, bye.